You're eating the spinach salads. You're choking down those giant iron pills your doctor gave you. You're doing everything right, but you still feel completely drained. Your hair is still falling out, and even climbing the stairs feels like you just ran a marathon. If you're dealing with iron deficiency anemia and you feel stuck in a cycle of exhaustion with no end in sight, then listen up, because the problem is probably not you. It's the advice you've been given. For years, we've been told to just eat more iron. But that's like telling someone who wants to build a house to just get more wood without giving them the nails, a hammer, or the blueprint. In this video, we're going to give you that blueprint. We're going to expose the 5 critical mistakes that are secretly sabotaging your recovery. The very mistakes that keep your iron levels low and your energy even lower. And more importantly, I'll show you exactly how to fix them, fast. So if you're ready to finally understand what's really going on inside your body, stay with me. Because mistake number 2, you're probably doing it every single morning without even realizing it. First, you need to understand why fixing anemia is so tricky. It's not just about getting iron into your stomach. It's about getting it absorbed into your blood. That is the real battlefield. And your body has a gatekeeper for this process. Its name is hepcidin. Think of hepcidin as a nightclub bouncer. When its levels are high, the bouncer is tough and very little iron gets in. When its levels are low, the door is wide open. Here's a golden nugget most people don't know. Your hepcidin levels are naturally lowest in the morning and they rise throughout the day. This is why when you take your iron is so critical. But that's just one piece of the puzzle. Let's dive into the first mistake that could be making all your efforts worthless. Mistake number 1 is focusing only on iron-rich foods without understanding that not all iron is equal. You've been told to eat lots of spinach, beans, and lentils. And while these foods do contain iron, it's a type called non-heme iron. The problem? Your body is terrible at absorbing it. On a good day, you might absorb 10 to 12%. On a bad day, as little as 2%. Now compare that to heme iron, which is found in animal foods like red meat, chicken, and especially seafood like clams and oysters. Your body absorbs heme iron incredibly well, up to 40%. To put this in perspective, you would have to eat over 3 pounds of raw spinach to get the same absorbable iron as you'd find in just a single 3-ounce serving of beef liver. So, if you've been packing your diet with plants, but your levels aren't moving, this is why. You're working much harder than you need to. So what's the fix? Prioritize high-quality heme iron sources a few times a week if your diet allows. If you are vegetarian or vegan, don't worry, you can still succeed. But it becomes absolutely critical that you avoid the next mistake. A mistake that could be making even the best iron sources completely useless thanks to what's in your morning mug. This brings us to mistake number 2, taking your iron supplement with your morning coffee, tea, or breakfast cereal. This is the big one. That comforting cup of coffee or tea contains compounds called tannins. Calcium from your milk, yogurt, or cheese is another major culprit. Think of these compounds as guards that surround the iron molecule. When you consume them at the same time as your iron, they bind to it in your gut and prevent it from ever being absorbed. They literally form a barricade. You could take the most expensive iron supplement in the world, but if you wash it down with a latte, you might as well be pouring it down the drain. So what's the fix? This is what I call the 1-hour rule. You must take your non-heme iron supplement 1 hour before or 2 hours after any meal or drink containing these blockers. The easiest way? Take it first thing in the morning with a glass of water and then wait a full hour before you have your coffee or breakfast. If this tip just made you go, "Oh wow, I've been doing this wrong for years," Let me know in the comments. You are definitely not alone. So you've perfected your timing, you're avoiding the blockers, but your non-heme iron is still like a locked treasure chest, and you're still missing the key to open it. That key is what mistake number 3 is all about. Mistake number 3 is taking your iron supplement alone, completely ignoring its most powerful best friend, vitamin C. If non-heme iron is a locked treasure chest, vitamin C is the key that unlocks it. In the acidic environment that vitamin C creates, non-heme iron is converted into a form that your body can absorb much more easily. We're talking about an absorption increase of up to 300%. It's a complete game changer. Yet, it's a simple hack that is so often missed. The fix is incredibly simple. Always take your non-heme iron supplement with a source of vitamin C. This could be a small glass of orange juice or a simple 250 to 500 milligram vitamin C tablet. Here's a quick question for you, and I'm genuinely curious. Did your doctor ever tell you to specifically pair your iron with vitamin C? Comment below. I'm curious how many people were left in the dark on this one. Okay, you're now avoiding the blockers and using the enhancers, but your iron levels still won't budge. This brings us to a more serious mistake. Mistake number 4 is assuming your problem is just a simple dietary deficiency without investigating the real underlying cause. Anemia isn't always just about what you're eating. It can be a warning sign from your body that something else is wrong. Are you losing blood somewhere? For many women, this could be from very heavy menstrual cycles. For others, it could be a slow, hidden bleed in the GI tract. Or you might have an absorption disorder. Conditions like undiagnosed celiac disease or Crohn's can damage your gut lining and prevent iron absorption. And here's a huge one many people miss. Are you taking medication for acid reflux? Pills like Nexium or Prilosec work by reducing stomach acid. But you need that acid to absorb iron properly. That daily heartburn pill could be the secret reason you're anemic. The fix here is essential. You must work with your doctor to rule out these underlying causes. Don't just accept "take more iron" as a final answer. Ask them, could we check for GI bleeding? Could we screen for celiac disease? Is my medication a factor? You have to be your own health advocate. Treat the root cause, not just the symptom. This leads us to the final, and perhaps most common mistake of all, giving up too soon. This is a motivation killer. You give up because the side effects from the supplements are unbearable, or you give up because you don't feel better after a few weeks. Let's be honest. The most common iron supplements, like ferrous sulfate, are notorious for causing horrible constipation, stomach pain, and nausea. It's no wonder people quit. And raising your iron levels is a marathon, not a sprint. Your body's iron stores, measured by a test called ferritin, take a long time to rebuild. It can take 3 to 6 months of consistent, correct supplementation to get your ferritin levels into a healthy range. You will not feel better overnight. Quitting after a month is like stopping a course of antibiotics early. You haven't finished the job. So what's the fix? First, if side effects are destroying your motivation, talk to your doctor about alternatives. There are gentler forms like iron bisglycinate that are much easier on the stomach. And here's a fascinating new tip. Recent studies show that taking iron supplements every other day instead of daily might actually increase your total absorption while reducing those awful side effects. It's a perfect example of how less is more. Ask your doctor if this strategy is right for you. Second, for the slow progress, manage your expectations. Understand this is a long-term project. Track your symptoms and celebrate small wins, like having a little more energy in the afternoon or noticing less hair in your brush. I know that was a lot of information, so let's boil it down to your personal recovery blueprint. First, Choose your iron wisely. Prioritize highly absorbable heme iron if you can. If you're using non-heme, be ready to optimize it. Second, time it right. Take your non-heme iron supplement on an empty stomach with vitamin C and strictly follow the 1-hour rule. No coffee, tea, or dairy around supplement time. And third, be a patient advocate. Work with your doctor to find the root cause and don't suffer in silence. If side effects are an issue, ask for gentler options or discuss an every other day schedule. Following these steps will transform you from a passive patient into the active architect of your own recovery. Fixing iron deficiency isn't a life sentence, but fixing it requires strategy, not just willpower.